desk and wondering why his gain is so low. Let's try and fix that. Here with the flying purple baseball beaters. It is the longest off season because, as I have realized, this is the 2019-2020 off season. That's the one with the funny thing in the middle. So, fix my microphone settings. So, little bit of an odd moment. We finished 500 last season. We did, however, sell at the deadline, which is how we got a top prospect in by the name of Cutter Crawford. Unfortunately, this was a bit of a step back from last season. The Dodgers really did become godlike. We go to league reports. Keeping in mind that the schedule for next season is going to be funky. Us going 6-13 against the Dodgers is bad news. Winning record against the Giants, losing record against the Padres. We might need to fix that. And we're also going to be playing the AL West. So we went 2-2 against the Astros, but otherwise didn't play the AL West. That's going to be interesting. Let's see, were the Dodgers beat up other teams' merchants? Oh no, they owned the Giants, us, and the Diamondbacks. The Padres were the only team that gave them beef. So that's going to be interesting to see how the season fares out. Episode title, Loyal to a Fault, is because I like my guys too much. Is Dante Bichette going to be our third baseman going into the season? Or our right fielder? Probably not. I'd much rather see him elsewhere. We've got him in the dev lab. He's going to be wrapping up in 4 days. And as you can see here, we got some people queued up in the dev lab. The queue function is very cool. I like this approach. But the goal for this offseason would be to get a 5th starter so we don't have to rush Cutter Crawford. Bad enough we're rushing Kopech and Aiken. One more bullpen guy to help out the back end of the pen between O and Barnes. And someone in the corner outfield. So I think I did some digging and I found who I think we want to trade for. As fun as it would be to get Brandon Nimmo and then extend him long term, the asking price is way too high. Compared to Avisail Garcia, who would be a rental but would come a lot cheaper. The one thing is, Nimmo would be a better development option, so it'd be a trade and sign. He's a better defender too. You know what? I thought about it. I think we're going to pass on Garcia. Can we swap in? Because I don't want to give up Dante Jr. that fast. All right, they're not saying no to O and Wilber Pena. Like, Pena is on the trading block for a reason. Like, if we throw in Luis Castro, can we get away with another nothing prospect? We just got Ian McKinney. I trust J-Law. Got Honeywell. Oregon's a first round option. Trevor Richard, it's at age 25. I think it might just be Trevor Richards who goes. Nimmo has had his fair share of injuries, a calf strain, fractured hand. Those have been spread out enough that I feel comfortable Then again, he did have a down year last year. He does strike out a lot. At least that means we're not giving up. You see my dilemma here. Right, shop around. Let's look for an outfielder for Castro and Pena. I'll eat all the money on Castro. Looking for green numbers. You get Adam Eaton from the Kansas City Royals. Sub 200 or sub OPS bat. Defensively sound. Captain. Speedy, but I don't think he fits the profile of the guy we're after. Our old friend Leonis Martin, who got signed to way too much money to patrol center field by the Yankees. Max Kepler's an interesting option, and old friend for those of us who remember the Saturday Stampede. We'd have him for 2 or 3 years, too. I like the bat, I like the speed. I can work with the outfield defense. So, Kepler's a maybe. Like I'd offer these guys to the Dodgers. Ah! Not happening. Hermosillo had a terrible year last year. So between Hermosillo and Kepler, who do I trust more? Yeah, Kepler is the better choice. Christian Yelich from the Phillies. That seems to have plateaued a little bit and unmotivated, so kind of a jerk. No way, Boway. Yeah, that's not happening. Ethier's too old. Aaron Hicks is asking for way too much money, and he's fragile. No, I'm happy to let that be the Giants' mistake. Miles Straw. Which again leads me back to Avisail Garcia. Or Ben Gamel. So let's do a comparo. If we go with Gamel versus Kepler. Gamel is supposed to have more room to grow in terms of BABIP, but at age 26, if he hasn't gotten it yet, I doubt he will. Kepler is the better defender. Compare Kepler to Avisail. Avisail has the better BABIP, better avoid K's gap, and I from Kepler. Better range. And we'd have him for a few more seasons. So I think the deal is to go get Keps. Unless someone gives us a better anything offer. White Sox offering Ryan Borucki. And Jermaine Cotton. Okay, so we wouldn't get Jermaine, but Borucki's an interesting get. Let's shortlist him and maybe we can make another trade deal. White Sox offering Brebbia, who pitched really poorly last season. Give us back Mike Minor. Yeah, don't see that happening. Man, teams spend a lot of money on bad players. Blue Jays offering us Tulowitzki back. Braves trying to cut some payroll are offering Andrew Chafin. I mean, he had a really good season last year. We'd have him for another 2. Steven Matt's getting a lot of money in ARB, and that's his final season. Alright, so I feel like we can try and get Kepler with a different trade. The Andrew Chafin deal kind of seems fun. Lock him up for 2 more seasons. Means Crawford we don't have to rush. Let's try and get Chafin on a different offer. I think we should stick with the Kepler deal. Initiate trade. Second team first. Okay, fine. Fine. Kepler for Pena and Castro. Now let's compare him to the players we already have. I trust him more than I do Guillermo. Guillermo's more of a backup option. We got Grisham. Isn't quite ready for the prime time just yet, but he's knocking on the door. And then we got Grady Sizemore, who... You know what? Let's do the Chafin deal. And let's see if we can't get Grady to figure out how to play outfield again. And let's see if we can get them to either throw in some additional folks or eat some cash. Stremski's got to opt out. Will they include him? No, they will not. Quality outfielders are apparently hard to come by. They're doing the very Bravesy thing of locking up their core long term. So yeah, let's just get them to eat some cash. We throw in a nothing prospect to balance it out. No, let's keep Swanson. Alright, done. Got rid of the 2 prospects I care about the least. Now we got Andrew Chafin to help out our rotation. The 4 left arms of doom. It's not 5, it's 4. Which also means Cutter Crawford we don't have to worry about being in the rotation. We can send him down to the reserve roster. Ditto for these 3 guys. Now that we have the reserve roster available, let's use it. Give folks on there a break from playing. Go to player dev. Let's go. Where's Grady? Improve outfield defense. Let's move him up in the queue so he takes the next spot. If he can do something with his outfield defense, I think that's a win for us. And adding Andrew Chafin, 4 wins above replacement for the next 2 seasons. Not a bad call. And we still got like $20 million to play with. Tempting as it would be to go get a big arm. Like Donnie Joseph. Now we don't need to bother with Garrett Cole. Okay, that's not terrible for Daniel Hernandez. I wouldn't be willing to... offer that, but if I go 2 years, 5.2... Alright, nope, that upset him. Okay. Our old friend Nick Devaney. Jose Fernandez, who really should be a bullpen guy. Robbie Scott seems interesting, but everyone wants to be a committed closer. So we've already got offers out on Scott, on Hernandez. Wouldn't mind bringing back Reynaldo Vargas because he pitched so well for us last time he was around. To the folks coming in, hello! Tesuiji here with the Flying Purple Baseball Beaters. It is the 2019-2020 long offseason. Tom Bryce headed to Arizona so he can finally DH. Great, he's back in the division. Buster Posey, the early big money winner. Nope, never mind. That's DJ LeMahieu returning to the Mets. That is a lot of money. Tyler Skaggs getting the bank from the Sox. Now, let's check in on Barucki. That's, for Cateau? I mean, hell yes, let's do it! Or do we give up on Mondesi? Let's give up on Adalberto Mondesi. Can we get Benintendi too? Nope. Worth a try. Worth a try. Yeah, Adalberto Mondesi was kind of a jerk. No love lost there. Barucki as an additional bullpen guy. Love it. And the PBAP will play up in Coors. There's our third bullpen arm. Now we can send J-Law and Ricardo S. down to reserve roster. Interesting, my manager thinking of using Brock Burke as an opener. Given how young he is, let's park him in the reserve roster too. We'll see who we call up. Alright, so we got Barucki. Love it. These are the other guys I was looking at for trading, so I'm not going to bother with that. None of these guys. So let's take a look at Kepler and see if we can still pry him from the Redlegs. Yeah, I'm not seeing any good choices there. I'd much rather see if we can get Dante Jr. to figure out how to play right. Or move Sizemore to left field. And let Dante DH. Also would love to get Brandon Nimmo, but that's going to be a tall order. So if we look at the free agents list for outfielders, David Cook is David Cooked. Hairless Rodriguez getting released early is an interesting move. I want to check in on him after the Rule 5. Aristides Aquino. Could be something, okay. I also have to remember I'm looking for defense. Oscar Taveras has not had an injury, but he's been stuck in AAA. Also, still alive. Good for him. Springer. Does Springer play over Guillermo Heredia is the question. I'm not sure. I don't think he's worth the money. I'd much rather be patient on that one. All right, winter meetings are concluding. Rich Harden goes to the White Sox at age 38. Daniel Hernandez heads to the Mets. Decent price. Robbie Scott goes to the Pittsburghers. Dante Bichette Jr. with infield improvements. Ooh! 65 infield range. That's a super utility guy. That at very least is a platoon buddy with Tiesenbaum. Yeah, we're going to staple Josh Morgan to the bench. Bench Edson against lefties, because although he's a switch hitter, he's not doesn't do as well. Dante at second, DJ Peterson DHing. Okay, that I can get behind. Little platoon splittiness to make up for Tiesenbaum being maximum poop against lefties. Already got our Hall of Fame voting in. Very interesting to see how that shakes out. So we got $20 million to play with. Let's get to the Rule 5 draft. Felix Hernandez and Adam Russell go into the Phillies. Zach Wheeler is going to be a lifetime Dodger. He signs a contract extension, 7 years at $31.5 mil per. Taking one of the biggest arms off the market. Check the dev lab. Sizemore struggling with his outfield defense. That's less than ideal. I mean, we can still work on getting new guys. Maybe there's a option in the draft pool. That's how we got Dante Bichette Jr. in the first place. The Rule 5... Oh, no eligible players. Oh, right, because there's no 40-man for this season. Ha, ha, ha. Alright, so now we can go out and try and get some of those backup outfielder options. Donnie moving off. Oh, Boston's gonna go for him. Oof. Do not need Melchionda. We got Gio Meyer. Do not need Chris Coughlin. We got Tiesenbaum. So between Hairless Rodriguez and Aristides Aquino. Better BABIP, better eye. Lefty. Who's the better defender is the question. Oh, it's Hairless. Okay, so we're going to go with Erlis. Oh, I'd happily beat that. That's an easy bargain. Bergen. Also curious about Royce Bollinger. Let's do minor league option. See what he says. Cesar Castillo heads to the Mets. Picked him up on a $1.4 million rehab deal. Good luck. So old friend Reynaldo Vargas returns to the Rockies. Barucki is a lefty specialist I do not like, but he is very good against lefties. Wow. On track, excelling for Dante Bichette Jr. Okay. Wow, that I've never seen a projection that far along. Let's yank. You know what? Let's see if Sizemore can pull it together in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And let's move Bryson Stott down because he's in a long program. On track, excelling for Bryson Stott on 2-strike approach. Carlos Guillen, welcome to the Hall of Fame. First ballot, 99%. I mean, duh. $750 stolen bases. I think that he's only like second to Ricky Hernandez in that category. Marquise Grissom got ahead of him by 11, but unlike Grissom, Guillen's in the Hall. He was so good at everything. I am stoked that he made it in. Garcia Parra also inducted as a Philly on the first ballot. Lance Berkman joins as a Ranger. Eric Chavez on the first ballot, so although he never quite got to the World Series, what a career for Eric Chavez. Almost every single season, some cases almost every single game, and he did so without any single injuries. That's impressive. Gloss, close to it. No surprise about these guys dropping off. Alright, good to see Dickey got some votes. Wait, I think that was me. 3,000 hits, almost 300 home runs, and the third player to join the Hall of Fame as a Colorado Rocky. This tracks. Matt Harrison on a prove-it deal with the Guardians. Melchionda going to Arizona. Garrett Cole to the Cubs, $87 million. Jake Marisnick to the Padres. That's a lot of money. Brett Myers, old man going to Cleveland. Roberto Perez to the Cardinals. Jeff Baker getting a lot of money to play in Arizona. Interesting. DeGrom going to the Blue Jays. Or back to the Blue Jays? To the Blue Jays. Has anyone checked in on Fernandez? That might be a buy low option. Yeah, David Cook is best thought of as a big power bat, but 38 years, giving him $9 million per to DH. Not liking that. And looking at the pending free agents, we got Justin Upton, Malex Smith, Colby Rasmus. Did Nimmo get extended? No, he's still a pending free agent. Athletics at least were able to get out of some of their contracts, so... Avisail. Well, you know what? Let's wait to see how Bichette finishes up. Ooh. Liking all these except for Sizemore, but at least he's up to frustrated.
Do you think I want this?
So I thought this would be the long off season. Now I'm not so sure. Alright, so we got Royce Bollinger as a backup plan. Jake Woods heads to the Cardinals. 2 years at 6.6 per. That's not bad. Springer heads to the Cardinals on a 3-year deal. Cardinals spending a little bit of money. One thing I would love to see in terms of a report in-game is who spent the most money and where did players go. Arturo Aldrete will be in the mix for a roster spot. Interesting to see who's among like the top rated at a given position. I covet Ohtani. Problem is, he's already had... He had a broken bone in his hand and then a broken bone in his elbow on the other side. So he only got into 48 games last season. He still hit 14 home runs. Ah, I covet that man. Sizemore at least got to know improvement. Walls with a small improvement across the board. Looking forward to seeing how he fares. Bichette Jr., improvements across the board. I still wouldn't trust him as a right fielder, but Dante's gonna have it figured out pretty quick. Grisham and Bryson Stott working on their long programs. Hairless Rodriguez joins the Colorado Rockies. We'll place him on the active roster and we'll see if he can beat out Guillermo. The slightly better range is keeping him in the lineup. Okay, so I thought because of the you-know-what, 2020 season would not do this, but it looks like it's still going to be a full season. We just don't have, you know, a minor leagues. So I was doing some research. Because the minor leagues went poof for this season, even though the real league is still going to be going on, everyone who was Rule 5 eligible in my organization just got yeeted out of it. Which, I mean, no big loss, but I'll manage. If the game wants to pretend we're not dealing with the pandemic, I am all fine with that. It'll just be like a labor issue. Are we starting the season on the road? We are. So we'll have game action in this sim. So Hutchison is still on the market. He's been durable, but he's also tagged with compensation. I'd rather not. There's Chance Corrigan, the slot baller. Question is, does he compare well against Michael Kopech? No, Kopech is already better. Okay. Gotta promote my guys somehow. And Fernandez might end up going to the Red Sox. I'm doing some research here on 2020 season. Looks like this was a hiccup that continued over from Out of the Park 25. Yeah, we'll just keep the minors out of it. Move ahead to spring training. Fernandez heads elsewhere. Cameron Maybin with a disastrous result. Ooh, that could be interesting. Casey Mai starting to get his velocity up. I like it. Minter with a stuff bump. Ooh. Justin Lawrence with a movement increase, potentially. Hello. Marco Gonzalez with a stamina up. Yes. Carlos Hernandez with a control up. Baraki with a stamina down. And a movement down. Less than ideal. Sam Alvis. Okay. Let's head to, Aramis Adaman with an excelling result in improving his defense. That'll work. My cat is interested in coming on stream. That would be to Mrs. as well. I'm not going to put him on camera, but say hello to my feline co-host, Mickey. Say hi, Mickey. This is the first time I've seen this much blue as spring training gets ready to start, so we're going to call up some of the same guys we sent down, I know. Taylor Wall's knocking on the door to being a part of this team. Dalton Guthrie, Aramis Adaman. Oh wow, a lot of people did get cut. Oh, thanks about that. Yeah, I did something with my microphone and the volume's been low as a result. Don't know what it could be. Thanks for letting me know, Cardinal fan. Okay, is that better? I think that might be better. Cool. All right. Let's finish up these programs. Kyle Martin has learned how to play left field. He's not particularly good at it, but at least he can do something. Oh Sung Hwan has been is going to be attending a private school. Good for him and good for her. Adaman. That's our shortstop. If Gio Meyer ever goes down or we lose Edson Garcia, we're going to take him. And there's no time remaining for Rivero and Scott. Or Stott, rather. But I'll take an on-track and 2 excellings. Uh-oh. Come on, Arenado. Lock it in. Arenado improves his avoid Ks by less than 5. I'll take that. Okay, no, there we go. Now I'm peeking. I will keep that in mind, Breeze. I mean, I do have to come up with the Rockies for the franchise feud. Maybe I'll just turn down the background vocals. There we go. No improvement there. Stott with an avoid K's up on both current and potential. I like it. All right, first cuts day. Keep Barnes. Keep Aldretti. Eshelman goes down. I want McKinney to focus on being a starter, not a bullpen guy, so we're going to send him down. Ditto for Sanchez and Alvis. Lots of strikeouts, by the way. Wonder what's going on here with the 2020 season. I mean, I know it's still early. Max, you gonna get some hits at some point? So anyone who's not on the 40-man, we're just gonna send down. I'm gonna have enough tough choices as is. Yeah, we're gonna send Grisham down too. No sense rushing him. Isan Diaz might be making his way onto the team. So I admit, I was expecting something different. I thought this was going to be the longest off-season. I was wrong. Chafin's done well in adjusting. Sizemore, back spasms. I mean, I'm okay with Sizemore just being available when he can. Gotta have hope, you know? All right. Let's take a look at the draft pool. Oh, preseason predictions. I'm always curious about these. Projected to be a wildcard team. Okay. There's hope. Philadelphia got Abreu from the Marlins. Oh, Happy New Year to these guys. And the Marlins ate money. Whoa. Forget. The Marlins are a joke of an organization. Abreu and money for Scott Kingery? Oh man, the Phillies are trouble. Dodgers are going to be a pain in the butt. San Fran having Vogelback and Harper and Bryant is going to be a problem, especially now that there's a DH. Take a look in the offseason. The winner of the biggest contract is... oh, Francisco Lindor to Washington. Good get for them. I think the DJ LeMahieu contract is still the big one. I don't think anyone else signed for as long of a term. Well, aside from Zach Wheeler. No problem with having spare cash to throw around. All right, draft pool, draft pool. Garrett Crochet, pretty much ready to go on day one. As a bullpen guy. Let's go get some additional reports on some of these top pitchers. Some fun names. Kim Kwang-hyun. I think he's still pitching. Oh, disruptive. Ugh. Let's look on the batter side. Who are the big names? Hey, Akiyama and Tsutsugo. Familiar names. Hello, Saturday Starlight. Ezekiel Tovar. I mean, we're getting to the point where these guys will not be coming up in time to actually contribute to our franchise, because at some point we will catch up with the real world. All right, Means is going to skip a start. We have 2 days off. Bullpen looks pretty solid. Oh, and Barnes in particular have been slam the door good. Oh, this is going to be a tough call. Let's send Honeywell Jr. down because we want him stretched out. Ditto for Burke. So we got J-Law and Aldretti. And I think Crawford will be the last man we send down just because I don't want to ruin him yet. Take a look. Game type spring training. Why is Dante playing first? We're gonna send Martin down. And Isan Diaz. And DJ Pete. Release Royce. There's our outfield. Hurlis, Heredia. Actually, let's force start Hurlis at right field. I want to see what he's capable of. Actually, let's force start him at left, and then let's put Sizemore in right. And also let's bench him against lefty bat, so we get Guillermo Heredia, some licks. So manager wants Bichette Jr. playing first and Arias DHing. I mean, sure. My goal is to get everyone I want on the roster into a game. And then between Edson and Morgan, I think it's going to be Morgan who goes down. And I like Kato as a lefty platoon bat. Or an option. Golsuke deserves a shot. All right. Let's get to opening day and see how many more roster players we need to cut. How are we looking on the minor leagues? All right. 18th. Nolan Gorman's still the big bat. Better than the Orioles and Dodgers, who have 0. Preseason predictions. We are projected to win the NL West with a 3-way tie behind us. Oh, it's going to come right down to the wire, isn't it? My chest. I wouldn't wish this division on anyone. Alright, so who goes down? It's going to be Cutter. 8-man bullpen, just because we kept running out of healthy guys last season. We got to make one cut on this side. I think it might be Heathcott, and we'll just run Edson 2 ways. Yep, that's our setup. Let's get through this first series before I raid y'all into Fluffy Kitty Ninja's commish, who is doing the EMLB Draft Day 2. Or whoever else is on after him. Petco Park. First game of the season with a DH. Michael A. Taylor at short. One of the faces of the franchise here. Jake Marisnik, the new center fielder. Aaron Judge in right field. Scary looking batter. Miguel Andujar as the DH. Brown takes the town here as the San Diego Padres return to their old color scheme. And I may need to update the number font. It looks a little out of date. Dante works his way aboard with a leadoff single. There's Almora. He gets 4 wide ones. Yeah, I gotta work on the number font. Tiesenbaum. Line shot to deep center field. Off the wall. That's gonna score at least 1 run, maybe 2. And still nobody out. Walker Buehler getting ambushed a little bit here. Jonah Arenado, the third baseman. Little bloop into left. Runner will tag and score. Throw is cut off. Almora way too fast. Arias. Swing and a miss for the second out of the inning. Sizemore belted to center field. Marisnik will bring this one in. And the Rockies take a 2-0 lead, handing it over to their ace, Marco Gonzalez. Newly minted to a contract extension. Tiesenbaum on the run over to Bichette Jr., one away. Actually, is Arenado... No, Bichette's still the better option over at third. Never mind. Chris Johnson, the first baseman. Floated right to Meyer. He's going to squeeze it for the second out. There's the catcher, Real Muto. On the ground, Meyer will make it a 1-2-3 inning for the visitors. Sean Murphy, the catcher. A lot of hard contact at Marisnik's way so far today. Hairless Rodriguez, the new left fielder for the team. Inside out's this one. That's going to fall in left for Seth Brown. Gio Meyer, the shortstop. Called strike three. Buehler has 2 Ks on the day. And here's Aaron Judge. Floated to center field. Almora makes the run in for the first out. Seth Brown, the 0-2 on the way from Marco. Swing and a miss. Changeup. Fooled him, but good. There's the DH Andujar. Drilled very high and deep to right center field, and that one's onto the porch. 440 feet here at Petco. Wow. That was a mistake. And Marisnik will check in with a 2-out single. That'll bring up the second baseman, Garcia. Full count. Nice swing and a miss there. 99 on the radar gun from Marco G. Dante Jr. pounces on the first pitch. Here's Almora. Popped up. All right, so they got wise to us, is what I'm seeing. Tiesenbaum, the 1-2. Hit sharply on the ground to second, Garcia. Makes it a 1-2-3 inning. Betancourt, the third baseman. Roll to first. Dante Jr. says, I got it. Michael A. Called strike three. 3-1 to Chris Johnson. He holds up. A 35I guy gets a walk. Nicely done. 2-0 to Real Muto. On the ground to second. Tiesenbaum cuts in front of the runner. Nice play. Arenado, top 4. Belted to left field, but Brown will chase it down. Arias, the 2-2. Hit hard on the ground to short. Taylor's throw is in time. Sizemore swings and misses. Just gotta keep repeating to myself, it's only one game, it's only one game. Besides, Dante's looking pretty sharp over at first. Moving Arias to DH may actually work out better for us in the long run. Andujar. 2-2 on the way. Belted to right. It's over the head of Sizemore and into right field. Marisnik. 0-2.
Strike three.
Another big strike three. Gonzalez with 5 Ks on the day. Pitchers looking like their stamina has gone into the toilet. Little duck snort for Sean Murphy. Judge will make the first out. Rodriguez skies this one to left. Easy play for Betancourt. Meyer batting in the 9th spot. Called strike 3. Buehler really settled down after that first inning. Carlos Garcia.
Strike three.
Strike 3 called. Betancourt line to center. Almora reaches up for a running catch. Let's go with Vargas. Taylor lofted to center field. That'll fall for a base hit. 2-out single for Michael A. Taylor. Chris Johnson. Line shot to center. And the Padres have the tying run at second and the go-ahead run at first. Trust your guy. That was a mistake. Come on, Almora. Nope. Okay, last batter, then I go to the pen. There we go. Tiesenbaum to first. Through 5, we're tied at 2s. Dante Bichette Jr. lofted to right center field. That'll split the outfielders. And once again, Dante Jr. making stuff happen out there. Almora, 2-2. High drive to center field. Marisnik will grab it. One away. Tiesenbaum. Opposite field, ground ball single. Tiesenbaum, normally a pull hitter, surprises folks. Brown's relay to the plate is late. Dante Bichette Jr. showing off the wheels. Tiesenbaum with another RBI. And the Rockies retake the lead. Arnado chops this one up the middle. Tiesenbaum thinking first to third. Safe. Arias, the DH, looking for his first hit of the season. He will collect yet another strikeout. Dari Moreta in to deal with Sizemore. This may be his last at-bat of the game.
Strike three.
Yep, so let's get Reynaldo Vargas in. And let's move Sizemore out. Wow, he's a 35 now? Okay, we got to move him to left then. Guillermo into the game in right field. Sharply bounced off the mound. Meyer, what a play! Vargas might be expected to go 2 innings here. This is his 3rd tour of duty with the Rockies. 1-out double. They're thinking 3. Tiesenbaum with a relay throw, not in time. A 1-out double for Jake Marisnik. Vargas draws the infield in. Question is, will they send the runner? Almora's throw home is going to be offline. We're tied up again. Andre Ethier. Belted to left center. Almora will bring it in. Tied at threes. Eric Swanson getting loose in the Rockies' pen. As Sean Murphy parks this one into right field. He's got a stand-up double. Craig Breslow will deal with Hairless Rodriguez. Is Meyer any better of a bunter? Rodriguez will work the walk. Gio Meyer can't bunt worth a damn, so swing away, my dude. Blocked by Real Muto. Nobody moves. Gio Meyer, hard hit up the middle. Can't make a play as Michael A. Taylor. Bases loaded. Nobody out. It's Dante Jr. Breslow reaches back for a strikeout. Almora hitless so far today. Well, duck snorting to right. That's going to be playable. Judge cuts it off. Are we really going to Noble Tiger our way out of this? Off the bench, Edson Garcia. Replacing Tiesenbaum. We Noble Tigered. Lovely. Vargas getting a second inning here. Edson Garcia checks into the game as the new second baseman. Neither team willing to blink. As Johnson, fly ball to right. Heredia tracks it down, 2 away. It'll be Jacob Barnes getting loose in the Rockies bullpen. As the road team, no sense in keeping the good arms seated. Aaron Judge, 0-2 on the way from Vargas. Fooled him with a fastball. 88 miles an hour, picks the bottom of the zone. Corey Knebel. Will face Arenado Arias Heredia here in the top of the 8th at Petco. Arenado works a leadoff walk. Arias. Belted deep to center field. Chasing King Claudio! First home run of the season. .31-degree launch angle. That thing was a laser beam. Still nobody out here, top of the 8th. Heredia is going to send this one to the gap. Guillermo wants his playing time. In there safely. With a double. Sean Murphy now. 1 for 3 today. Strikeout victim against Knebel. Rodriguez, 3-1. It's aboard with a walk. Meyer, the shortstop, 2-2. Strikeout victim. 100 miles an hour on that one by Knebel. Bichette Jr. Popped up on the infield. Charging in is Johnson. Inning over, but Claudio Arias gives the Rockies the late lead. Jacob Barnes getting things started here. Last year's closer. This year he once again resumes his setup duty. Getting things started with a full count strikeout. Andujar had the home run back in the second. This is lofted into center field. Played on a hop there by Almora. 1-out single. 0-2 on Marisnik. Big strikeout from Barnes. 1-1 on the way to Carlos Garcia. Sharply hit to Gio. On to first. High throw, but Dante reels it in. Sal Romano out of the bullpen for the Padres. You know what? An earlier finish tonight is not a bad thing. So we'll sim out the rest of the opening week until we get to our home opener. Man, good game for Jonah Arenado. 2 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. I'm telling you, this team might be something special. So we got the hands crew out. Oh, yeah. Oh, Sung Hwan into the game. The Stone Buddha to close this one out. Strikes out former Rocky Pedro Alvarez. 3-1 on the way to Michael A. Taylor. Hard shot to third. Bobbled by Arenado. And booted for an error. Oh, a master at controlling the running game.
Strike 3.
Strike 3 called. Real Muto. 2-2 on the way. Oh, yeah. Rockies steal this one 5-3, spoiling opening night in San Diego. Just the way we drew it up. Chafin picks up the win. Everyone hangs on for dear life, and O picks up his second save of the season. Ooh, looks like John Means got roughed up. 3 home runs. All right, so we split the series. Sizemore still looking for his first hit of the season. There it is. And we went on the road. All right, we're going to force start Sizemore back to left. And Hurlis to right. Ambush on Bandia. And then Colementor. Kopech picks up a win. One-run loss. Eric Swanson gives up a grand slam home run. Dang. We should have had that. But we pick up the series win. All the scoring done early means the only damage was a home run. Otherwise set him down. Vargas, Barnes, and O slamming the door. So we got a day off. Padres come to town. And Sizemore has 2 home runs on the season already. I'm liking where the team's going so far. Perilous has impressed in his few starts. If Sizemore is truly washed, then we might as well just send him down to the farm, but I'm not going to do that just yet. All right, with Aldrete day-to-day for a week, might as well just ship him down to the reserve roster and call someone else up. Mr. McKinney. Andrew Chafin, who pitched 5 2/3 scoreless innings on the road in San Diego, will start against them now at home. Is there anyone interesting on the trading block? Okie dokie. Marlin's not going to give him up that easily. What about Mr. Metz? Complete the 5 left arms of doom. Okay, there are options here. Do we move on from Aiken? I think we might. No, wait, he's in our starting rotation. That doesn't improve us. I'm going to think about this one. This is a... going to keep that one in the backlog. Don't trust Ramiro Leal. What about the batters? Garcia's still on the list. And they'll take just about anyone at this point. They want a salary dump. Tim Cook, the Apple guy? That's who's running this team? At this point, I might as well just offload all my chaff to him. Cut the price down. Do it. So we got our guy in Avisail Garcia. He's at least a better outfielder than Sizemore. Who goes down to the reserve roster and probably scares a bunch of people. Give him a chance to recombobulate. No harm in adding Avisail. This is going to be the first time in a long time that we don't have Grady Sizemore in or on the team. Unless we go with a shorter bullpen. I mean, Avisail also has gotten off to a rocket start so far this season, so I'm not going to say no. And we still have $10 million to play with. If he does well, maybe we extend him. I mean, the Sizemore money is spent at this point. All right, that'll wrap up this stream. Let me see who is going so I can raid y'all into someone. Looks like Fluffy Kitty Ninjas is indeed going still. You'll see me next on Saturday with the Saturday Scouts as the surprising 2026 Hoofddorp Pioneers are in a playoff spot. May actually have a shot at the pennant. Who knows? And next week, back on Wednesday, the Flying Purple Baseball Beaters open the 2020 season with fans in the stands and our usual lineup intro. Time is precious, folks. I'm grateful you've chosen to spend some of yours with me tonight. Firage, take us out, say hi to Kamish for me, and let's finish the week strong.